find it. And what I heard when I called Parks was maybe they don't go off the asphalt, maybe they only pick up. I've lived there for a long time, and in the last few years, another delightful man in the hood talked me into going out and walking and picking up garbage and knowing these places. So we have names for all these campgrounds in this 5-block area.
Sure.
And they're well known. The NRT guys know them really well. Oh yeah, they're down at 99. Okay. But I'm finding that in the camp areas that are obviously abandoned, the garbage isn't being picked up.
Well, yeah, I don't know why that is. We can absolutely go off the path. I can give you my contact information
Well, I was
and
going
you
to
can let
say,
me
I
know.
can give you my information, and when you're in the hood, you could call and I'll take you for a walk.
I can have them call you and they can meet you someday, absolutely. If that helps. Sometimes they don't see it. You know that trail very well, probably a lot better than my guys do.
I don't want
So.
to.
But you do.
I
So.
should just know the asphalt.
Yeah.
I shouldn't know. Yeah.
But how do you distinguish between one man's treasure and another man's garbage? So
It-
how do you navigate that?
It's difficult. It can be very difficult sometimes. There's certain things that if it's wet or soiled, then it's garbage.
Okay.
If the tent is gone and nothing is steaming anymore, it's abandoned. It happens regularly. Clothing is the major issue. They hit those green boxes, they fill a shopping cart out of the green donation box, whip it down either the MUP or onto the trail. Oh, I like this, oh, I don't like this. Oh, I like this, oh, I don't like this. Back in the shopping cart and on down the trail we go. And then those of us who are concerned with cleaning it up are out there with our bags and our tongs and our baskets and picking it up and having it disposed of. It's a vicious circle. And I probably wouldn't be so angry about the situation if they weren't so dirty.
Yeah, respect.
If they had respect for the path. I mean, this is a protected natural area,
Yeah.
and they can't respect that. I pay my taxes. I worked very, very hard through, and I too have had some nasty times in my life. But I'm a homeowner and I work very hard to maintain that, and they can't respect my property.
Yeah.
Hence the padlock on the gate. Behind a 6-foot fence. But I'm as safe as you can be in Southeast Portland. I shouldn't have to do that. But if you pick up after themselves, I probably wouldn't be so upset about the fact that they're camping down
And you know, that's one of the messages that my guys always are telling them. If you keep your area clean and neat and you don't make a mess, you're probably not going to get hassled as much. It's the places that are a mess, that are people that are causing trouble, those are the ones that are going to
there.
get.
Now, are you guys certified for the biomass, the biohazard, or are you just using plastic bags to pick it up and then?
So, like I said, we'll do small amounts, but
Yeah.
our guys will call the other contractor,
Oh,
which is
rapid
rapid
response.
response, and they will come and do it, yeah.
Because he said he hasn't been called, at least hasn't been put down on the path at all to pick up bioban there. So you're not picking that up at all?
A little bit, yeah, I mean, it depends upon the size and what it is. If it's just something like, you know, dog poo and stuff like that, sure, yeah.
We don't get dog
Yeah.
poo.
Okay, human.
Correct.
We will pick it up.
The people who live in the neighborhood pick up the dog poo. It's true. Okay, well then maybe we can talk about my flagging system.
Sure.
Rapid response, and I used to have a flagging system for where it was, and so they'd come pick it up and bring the flags back to me.
Oh, okay, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, any help
Okay.
would be
All right,
great,
we'll
for sure.
talk.
Okay.
All right, flag waving. Yeah, well, actually they do wave, they're red, little red flags. It's blue flags.
Okay, so thank you for that.
Absolutely.
And now we have Rich Newlands, who's the project manager for Foster's Food to give us an update. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you for having me again. The reason I'm here tonight is to make sure you're aware that this project to do improvements to Foster Road between 50th and 90th have been under discussion for closing in on 20 years. We're finally very close to building a major project on the street. We anticipate construction to start on the project as early as the last full week of May, so the week after next, or maybe a week after that. We won't really know until we have the pre-construction meeting, which is scheduled for next Thursday. And only at that point will the contractor give us a detailed schedule where we'll know exactly how this is going to play out in terms of construction over the next 6 months. But I can tell you some very general things that are good guesses, if you will, about how this will unfold. Starting with the section where we're completely rebuilding the road bed and repaving Foster Road. So that's where the most intense construction activity is going to happen. So not only is the road bed and road itself being reconstructed, but we are widening the sidewalks in that zone, again, east of 82nd Avenue, where they're really narrow right now, leading into the Lents downtown. The contract will probably be starting there and moving around in 2-block sections, marching up and down, marching in one direction, turning, coming down the other side of the street, and then keep going around in circles. So the intense construction activity is going to be happening in 2-block chunks over several weeks before it moves on. But during all of that, Foster Road will remain open in both directions. There'll be one travel lane open. The contractor's not allowed to work during the AM and PM peak periods. And there's really only one detour associated with the project, and that is left turns going westbound. You'll have to go around the Fred Meyer facility to do that movement. And then as you get west of 82nd Avenue, where the improvements sort of happen here and there, we're rebuilding sidewalk just in certain sections, but we're mostly doing curb ramps, median refuge islands, and curb extensions for pedestrian safety reasons. There, the work, again, is going to be more localized. The contractors can probably get in and out of there over the course of 4 to 6 weeks. The traffic impacts are really not expected to be particularly significant. The biggest issue will be on-street parking. They'll be limited, like half a block on either side of that. Of course, expect, because the entire street's going to be a construction zone, it's going to be a slower environment during the...
Can't be any worse than it is now. Traffic on Foster is a nightmare. Now you're...
And then the other two areas where you'll see significant construction activity are at Holgate.
Yeah, so you can turn left, you can turn.
You get left turns. A new signal will be installed at Holgate with a dedicated left turn lane and a dedicated left turn phase. 72nd Avenue is also where there's going to be a new traffic signal. A lot of work there. Yeah, it's a really inefficient signal because of that offset. It means it just can't work as well. So we're going to realign the north leg of the intersection and then put in a whole new signal there, so operations will improve there. Again, overall, it's roughly a 6-month construction period. We expect it all to be wrapped up in kind of late October, early November. In terms of, in outreach, and if you want to know about kind of the week-to-week schedule of the contractor, hopefully all of you received a postcard in the mail that we sent out a couple weeks ago to 22,000 addresses, basically between Powell, Woodstock, and all the way out to 122nd, with our website address, Safer Foster. Every week the contractor's required to give us an updated schedule. We'll be posting that up there so you kind of know where the work's moving along. Again, I fully expect it's going to really be starting on the east side. And that's about all I have for an update. If there's any questions.
I do. Well, the big selling point for the Foster shelter was like the Foster streetscape. And so to see that's very limited, or kind of like sporadic, west of 82nd. I mean, I was kind of envisioning like a park setting in my brain, as far as what it was going to be, how they're selling it. So I kind of have this shirt that would say Foster Street scapegoats, because I think it's funny, not with you, but with, politics. So I'm going to do it now because I'm not going to get that apart. So I'm going to whatever.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it is. I just have to say it.
Oh, there will be. We're planting 190 trees, so
Oh,
that's it's going to be a little more park-like.
Yeah, but are you gonna water?
Okay, good luck.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Rick.
Thank you for coming.
So, anyone have anything else they want to say? Sarah?
You got anything you want to say?
Me?
Yeah.
Right.
If you don't mind.
It's funny, the feds won't allow us to
My name is Tyler.
have a, what we call
It's nice to meet you, and we've exchanged some.
the contractors required to water the trees and replace them.
So my name is Tyler Batchel. Dave and I have exchanged some emails, and I started a
That's
group
why
called,
we
was
select
part of starting a group called Southeast Allied Communities. And I'm Mayor Wheeler from Public Records. And I was late tonight because I got in a fight with him in a city council meeting. It actually, it's on YouTube already. So I just sent
Last
me
week of the
I'll
May
update you really quick on the lawsuit. The judge has the city document and the redacted version of the city document, and he's deciding what gets to stay redacted or not. He's had it for 3 weeks, and we expect it back to the next. And what it is it's a list of future shelter plans. That's what we're fighting over. They actually filed a brief in the lawsuit, a declaration saying that we need to be able to make these decisions in secret and place the shelters before communities have a chance to oppose us. And so that's part of the lawsuit, part of what the city said their tactic is, and we felt it in Foster, and we're collecting money now. We were going to start out as Southeast Allied Communities. We've already morphed to Allied Communities. Eventually, we hope to have a couple $1,000s in a war chest, and every time a shelter pops up and the city doesn't take the proper steps and engage the community, we will fund some kind of process which keeps them accountable. So that's it. I've never had the opportunity to come here, and my wife gave me the night to go to meetings, and it just happened to have 2 of them on one night. And, I got picked to testify first, so I came up here afterwards. And it's nice to meet you guys. A little bit about me, I have 6 aunts and uncles that went to Marshall High School. My grandma on my dad's side was at 92nd and Duke forever, and my last name is Bechtel, so Red Bechtel. If you grew up in the neighborhood and might have coached your baseball team, he built the field at the Lents Boys Club with Reverend Bletcher at the church that's now going to be a shelter. And then my other, the Dean side of the family, their house is now a big apartment building, and Max light rail goes through where the garage used to be, right there on Woodstock. So,
I'm a Quaker and I'm proud of it, frankly.
but anyway, very nice to meet you guys. I'm sorry to sneak into your meeting. Nobody in that group is saying no shelter in my backyard. It's very important. We're not, in fact, the NIMBY thing is what I got in a fight with the commissioner about tonight. What we're saying is, there's a process for putting in a stop sign, there's a process for putting in a street light, there's a process for putting parking meters. Why is there not a process for siting a shelter?
Yeah, that's much harder to put in a stop sign than it is to put in a shelter.
Absolutely, right? Yeah, so that's kind of what we're about.
What meeting was it, tonight?
City budget meeting, their last city budget meeting.
How did he respond?
In his state of the city address, he said something to the effect of, you can't say we need more services and then say, not in my backyard. And so I accused him of calling it a NIMBY, and said, I never called anyone a NIMBY, and never got it.
Well, they never work.
Nice to meet you, David. Sorry I haven't been able to get over to you for that coffee.
You work in the sales? He works here now.
Okay, good to see you again, Al.
I know it's
Officially, the meeting is adjourned.
Good.
Great, yeah,
Thanks for coming.
yeah.
Drive careful.
You know,